We're going to walk through downloading stock prices or mutual fund prices using Yahoo Finance through the Python software. So there's a template on Canvas that we can use for this purpose, and if we go under the modules page down to financial time series, it's here. It's called Prices 1, and this type of file is called a Python notebook. So if we click on that, Canvas goes to this screen. It won't show a preview, but we can download this file. And if I open my downloads folder here, we'll see the prices file. Now what I'm going to do with that file is copy it into a location I know that I can navigate to. So I have a folder for my financial modeling files, so I'm going to copy this. And I have a folder on my computer for my financial time series files. I know where I can navigate to that, and so I'm just going to paste that there. Okay, so now what we need to do is open the Anaconda Navigator app. So I'll go down, and with Anaconda, we'll open Anaconda Navigator. Sometimes you may get a message that wants you to update Anaconda Navigator. And so if you do that, you can just click no for the time being. What we're going to do then is launch Jupyter Notebook, which is the application we use. So what it will do is probably open a browser, and Jupyter Notebook just comes up with a list of your folders. So what we need to do to start working is just navigate to that file that we downloaded. Mine's in my Dropbox. And I have a folder here for my financial modeling files. I've got a financial time series folder, but you save yours in whatever files you want. And this Prices 1 is exactly the file that we downloaded from Canvas. Okay, so this is the Jupyter Notebook that we downloaded. Now, what happens is it comes up here, and the first cell imports several of the different libraries or programs that we need. And so we need to run that cell. And the way to do that is either click the Run button here. You can actually click Shift and Enter on your keyboard as well, but I'll click Run. It doesn't look like anything's happened other than this number changed to 1. That's the first thing we've run since we opened this. Now the second cell is going to install the Yahoo Finance app. You're only going to have to do this one time. This number sign means that it's commented out this statement. So if I want to run this, I need to remove that. And then I can now run this pip install Y Finance. You probably will just have to do this once on your computer. I'll go ahead and run it. It's probably going to tell me I've done this before on my computer. So it gives some message here, requirement already satisfied. Okay, so now that I've run that, and I know that Y Finance is installed, I'm going to put the number sign back in front, and then just run this again to make these messages go away. Okay, so now that we've installed that, we can import the Yahoo Finance app by running this third cell. Okay, and it doesn't look like anything's happened, but it has changed the numbers here that show us these are running. All right, and so this statement brings in the prices. YF is Yahoo Finance. I'm downloading here the prices for an index called SPY, which mirrors the S&P 500 stock index. Right now I'm downloading prices from January 2000 up to basically the last day. And so you can adjust this date to be yesterday in your file. And then in this case, we're going to download monthly prices, so we'll put 1 month. The default would be daily, so if you want daily prices, you could just eliminate this statement. And then the type of prices we want are called adjusted close prices, and so that's specified here. So if we run this cell, it doesn't yet look like anything happened, but it says it's completed. And then the next cell down, if we run that, it'll show the prices that we download. Now there may have been some numbers in there that were just numbers that were previously run from this, but you'll need to rerun it to get the latest prices. Okay, so this cell here is just going to convert this list of prices into a table that Python calls a data frame. And then if you run this, I'm just calling the data frame SPY, so I'm giving a name to this table. And then if you run this cell, it shows us again our prices. It's just a little bit different type of format here that has the dates as an index and then has our adjusted close prices. Okay, so now what we're going to do is calculate what we'll call the multiplicative returns. This is the ratio of the current price, as it says here, to the previous price. And so here's a calculation. And so this is referring to the current price for SPY, and then this shift 1 is referring to the previous price in the list. And so what we'll do is calculate, this will basically calculate the multiplicative returns for the entire list. And so if we run that, you can see that they've calculated. Now there's no NaN means not a number. In other words, it couldn't complete this calculation for January 2000 because it couldn't go and find a previous price. So we expect that. This cell just shows a graph, and so if you want to graph these returns over time, you can run this. And it gives us, shows us that the returns have fluctuated over time. We can see these returns a lot of times are right around 1. So a return of 1 multiplicative would mean that the price this period is the same as the last period. So here's some things we can do if we want to see the returns. Notice we've added the returns as a column called multiplicative return. Okay. The first column is the prices. The second column is the multiplicative returns. What you see here, for instance, the first one is less than 1. And if you look over the prices, that's because from January 2000 to February 2000, the price went down. We're going to drop the first row since there's not a return in the first row. And if we look back at the head, which is just the first 5 rows again, we can see that that first row is gone, just so it doesn't cause us any issues. And then for now, we're going to work with these in Excel. And so if we transform these to an Excel spreadsheet using this called SPY returns, we'll run this. We should get an Excel file that has these returns. Now, that Excel file is going to be saved in the same folder where this Jupyter Notebook is saved. I've got that folder here. And if I go back to that folder for my Financial Time Series files, I've now got an Excel file called SPY returns. You can name it whatever you want. And the number signs here just mean that that column's too narrow. But now I've got the multiplicative returns in an Excel file, and we'll use that to create an at-risk model.